Good afternoon, young people. Welcome to CAN TV and Youth at the Crossroads. It's so good to be with you all. You all are my break, my relaxation. You see, there's craziness in my life. Today was my off day. Latwan Brown, one of my students, young adults, he was coming in to host. He got a new job. He started today at 4. So snaps out to Raphael. Raphael is one of my youth from NYSP, National Youth Sports Program, from back in the early, 13 years ago when my son, who's on the phone, was born. So let's say congrats to Raphael. He was hosting today, but I ran in so we can have our show. We have some exciting things for you coming up within our segment today. But let's breathe, young people. Let's inhale. Exhale. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Let's regroup and let's relax. How are your job postings going? How are your interviews going? We got a lot of feedback last week from the video. Shout out to Advocate UCC, Advocate United Church of Christ, out on 103rd and Avenue L. They are the ones who assisted me in creating the videos for the interviews. So shout out to them. There's more. So I gave you the group interview. There is a individual interview that is up. You can type Youth at the Crossroads in your YouTube and you will see our CAN TV videos. But there is also the videos for the interviews. So I'll see if I can try to get that up for you all. There is a video of an individual interviewing, and he is extremely arrogant in his interview. He's disrespectful to the secretary. He is he tells the secretary, "Oh, no. You don't have to let him know I'm here. I can just walk in." And then during the interview, he tells the guy that's interviewing him, "Oh, my skills are set. I don't need to bring you anything." He sits in a chair like this, extremely disrespectful. So I'll pull that up and show you all. Oh my gosh, our caller, our special guest is on the line. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Latwan?
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm running crazy. Our engineer was nowhere to be found, so I had to run around the building and look for our engineer, but we got it together. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Thank you for calling in. Let's tell the world who you are.
My name is Latwan Brown. I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago, and I transitioned to California about 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
And I'm just out here in California, pursuing the dream, trying to make a dream to reality,
Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. I gotta make sure I don't cry. I'm gonna cry. Why LA?
Why LA? I would say, I always had a vision to live here, and I believe in, speaking things into existence. I always dreamed of California, and ever since I was little, I would be like, I'm going to live in I'm gonna live in California one day. I'm gonna live in California one day, and it's just like I've just seen on TV, all the movie stars, all the superstars lived here, and people came here to pursue their dreams. So why not me? Why if they can do it, I can do it. Make something happen.
And I want to point out to the young people that I'm going to tell how bold you are. Latwan Brown is also known as Richie. Richie, who's on the phone, is his rap name. I tried to get one of your videos approved to show. I'm going to need you to give me a radio edited video. Latwan has rapped, modeled, and also was an extra. And what show was that?
Chicago PD.
Chicago PD. And can you tell us how you got on that show?
Pretty much, we was at an event, and I was just in a neighborhood of Chicago networking, and a person was like a
An
director
agent?
of like a friend of a director, and he was like, "Oh man, you have the look, you have the smile, you have the personality, send your pictures to this email, and I'm gonna see if my friend is interested in it, might have you on a show to see what it's like." So I sent my pictures to the email, and days later I got called back info saying I could be an extra on the show.
Uh-huh. So I found your, you can't see us, right? Because you're out and about. I found your Facebook, your Facebook page. I didn't get to pull up just one picture of you. Haha. How about is your whole Facebook page? So if you all are interested in getting to know Latwan more, but I want to specify. I want to zoom in on what you said, because Latwan got me caught up in a lot of his stuff. He walked through the city of Chicago, spoke to strangers, ended up on a show, ended up having to attend parties because they were like, "Oh, you need to be there because this, that." And then he calls me and says, "You have to chaperone me. So you need to get dressed, and we have this party to go to." And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. What just happened?" I was like, "Who did you talk to?" He's like, I met agents." And I just want to point out your boldness and your determination. Latwan told me early on, we met working a summer program. He told me that years ago, I think you were in like sixth grade, or you were 6 years old, one of those. You told me that God told you that you were supposed to be in LA. Now, I'm sure you weren't rapping and modeling when you heard this voice, but as he, got older, he was like, "I remember that, and I believe that's what I'm supposed to do." And I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's pursue these things. And nothing stopped him. And I just want to publicly commend you on that. And I encourage the young people that are watching, and I encourage the adults who work with the young people to stand with them. And many times you may not understand, as adults. We may not understand. You may not understand what's going on in your own life. Why you hear that voice that says turn left, and you're like, "But I always go right." Turn left. When you turn left, you just may avoid an accident that was at the right, and or as Latwan was in the right place at the right time of meeting people. So as we spoke last week, our special guest last week was Shabata. We want to thank him for being here. He's coming back for a part 2, so you all stay tuned. He was speaking to the parents, the mentors, to stick with the young people and their visions, help them to examine them deeper, give them the tools and the people that they can learn from. So in Latwan's case, we started making phone calls. Who do we have in LA? Who do we know? Where could he stay until he got an apartment? So we went through that, and times got extremely rough. Prior to Latwan leaving, but he hung in there. He's like, "I have to go. I've graduated from high school, and this is what I'm supposed to do." Latwan, can you speak on your life in Chicago? What can you tell the young people who are seeing what you saw growing up? Um, what can you give them? And you can give it to them better because that's what your songs are about. The raps that you put together. Can you speak on that and motivate the young people?
Yeah, I would say, always be careful with your words, the words you say out your mouth, because words are powerful, and if you just keep saying it over and over and over again, you can actually speak it into existence. I'm a, firm believer of speaking things into existence, from everything I got, every person I met, every person that's been in my life, I spoke them, about them before they even came into my life. And I always have a vision, a strong passion, In Chicago, I had to do what I had to do by any means. I had to hustle by any means. And most successful people say if you're going, hustle and, chase your dream, you got to hustle with a motive, to the point where, you can look back like, man, I done came a long way. Here, right? Yeah. It's going to be here. Yeah. And I'm doing look back and like, man, I came a long way. And just, being a good role model for people and people looking up to you. Even, it's so funny, because older adults come to me, and thank you so much. Older adults come to me, and they ask me for advice, and I just think it's so amazing because, people that's 5, 10 years older than me come to me for advice. Man, how do you do it? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay pumped up? No matter the hard times, you just have to stay focused and keep your mindset and really make sure that your mind is set. That's another thing. A lot of people always talk about the mindset, but their mind don't really be set. You really have to make sure that your mind is set, because when you focus on something, you can really, speak it into existence and attract all the things, to you to make it happen.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. How did you stay motivated while you was in Chicago? You were living in Lawless Gardens over there on 35th and off King Drive, correct?
Yes.
And I heard the stories. I was instructed by teenagers when I had to go over to Lawless and Oakwood Shores. So, excuse me, I know what was going on over there. How did you stay focused on your dreams while looking out the window and seeing the police chases and hearing the various sounds, our urban sounds? How did you do that? How can you stay focused in such a noisy setting?
Like, I believe everybody that knows me personally, I really talk about the law of attraction and, speaking things into existence. So I used to trick my mind into thinking like everything was okay, I used to look outside the window and see police, go in the stairwell and see, people doing coke and, people gangbang, people, walking down the street, people doing so much. And I would go home, I would close my door and I would close my eyes and I would visualize, like I'm living in California. I'm making money. I didn't have much money back then, but I'm making money. All the things that I want, I have them, And just me putting that in my mind, I started to attract type of people that would, help me get to that level. And, I just always believed that I had the power to change, my reality with my mind, And most successful people, that's, well off, they always say that saying, you could really change your reality with your mind, if you really focus. And to close your eyes and visualize, like, man, you're in a better place, like you're doing this and you're doing that, and, life is okay, life is good, it's very powerful, it's very powerful. And just by spirit, like I always tell people, like, watch what you say because words is powerful. Like, when you even speak something, if you just feel good about it. You know, I used to tell myself, you know, like, I'm going to live in California. No, I used to actually say, I live in California, you know, trick myself into people like, oh, man, who you know out in California? Oh, I got people out there, you know. I didn't know nobody. You know, my people out there, you know. Like, you know, it's just about speaking it and believing it, you know. And once you speak it and believe it, you know, attract the things to you to make it happen, you know.
I appreciate you sharing that. I remember one time you got into it with or no, do you speaking things into existence caused for you to bump heads with somebody where they were like, you know, you ain't got nothing and you out here acting like you do, you know. And so I didn't know that you was doing the mind switch at home, but I know that the people that saw you in your generation, they would tell you, they would talk down on you for you claiming what you was believing in. How did you, you know, how did that make you feel?
It honestly made me feel amazing because it's like you control your own feelings. Nobody can, you know. I feel like, you know, we all creations are, you know, an extension of God, you know. So it's like how somebody gonna tell you about your own life and your own future? And I'm like, you don't know me just because your people, you know, haven't, you know, ascended or achieved anything. It's like you can't, you know, talk about down on me. You know, it's like I always believed in myself, no matter what. No matter what nobody said, I always believed in myself. I believe I can get anything. I can track anybody, and you know, I can get anything. I can pretty much form my future with my mind. You know, just by focus. And I used to meditate. You know, I used to just close my eyes. You know, and just picture all the things that I wanted. And when you send that vibration out into the universe, like, oh man, it would be so nice to drive that fast car. Oh, it would be so fun to drive that fast car. Oh, it would be so fun I used to really Google pictures, you know, L.A. and Santa Monica, and just, oh man, it would just visualize myself on the beach of Santa Monica, you know, in the hood with, you know, drama upstairs, you know, people arguing outside, and, you know, and just take my mind off the drama that was around me. And once you put that vibration out there, it just feels good. And, you know, that's when the universe does this part, you know, it's going to attract everything to you. So.
And you talking about fast cars, your profile picture on Facebook is you in some fly fast car, huh? You now out there with the fast cars. You said they let you test drive these cars without even a license out in California, you told me, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because I used to dream about, you know, driving fast cars. And it's just like every day that I wake up, it's like a dream come true. I still don't believe I'm here because I really, you know, I used to tell my auntie, like, man, I'm going to live in California one day. So when I graduated and I transitioned to California, it's like, oh, man, yeah, you really did say that a long time ago. You know, so, you know, it's crazy, you know, how the universe, how just words can do so much. Words turn into action, you know, and it's just, that's why, you know, people talk so much negative and they don't even know, like they speak that much negative, you know, into their life. They attract all that negativity in their life. You know, the key is speaking more things about what you love. And you know, people going to love you for who you are, how you talk, you know, just how you think, period. No matter who you bump into. If you talk more about what you love, man, your whole world will be different. People always talking about, oh, man, I don't like that. I don't like that. So you basically putting out into the universe that you attracting more things that you don't like. Like, I wake up, I love California. I love the people that come into my life. I love my family. I love that I came. I love that I'm pursuing my dreams. I love that, you know, so many amazing people are coming to my life. I love that I'm meeting millionaires. So it's like you. The more things that I speak about that I love, that I like, I attract those things, and it just keep happening over and over and over again.
That is
Because
so awesome. I just cannot tell you how proud I am of you, and I want the young people to know that Latwan was staying positive despite, like, for real, despite he did not really have the motivation, the encouragement from the inner circle that I saw. So for the young people who, like, blowing it off, well, man, you had your mama, you had your daddy, you had this. No, that wasn't always the case for Latwan and for a bunch of my other students. Young people that have come through my way, through Youth at the Crossroads, or I met them somewhere and they eventually joined me at Youth at the Crossroads, that is not their reality. Many of them could have, had parents, but I have one that she did have mom and dad, and stuff still wasn't perfect. I still was on the phone with her in the middle of the night. So we are passing on words of encouragement that is supposed to give you the strength no matter what you're going through. It's supposed to give you strength despite and through everything. So don't think that somebody else's world was perfect while yours isn't, okay? So we have stories. We've been through some stuff. I personally have been through some stuff as a child. So, Latwan, we got 5 minutes. Time for me to wrap up. What is your final word to the youth?
my final word is stay positive. Believe in yourself. If you visualize in your mind, you can turn it into reality. And people are going to talk about you. People are going to say making a dumb decision. You're wrong. You don't know what you're doing. But you just got to follow your heart and always follow your instinct and your gut. My mom. Everything that I have right now to this point, I spoke it. I really encourage people to speak positive because way before, California, way before California, I told, myself personally, like, I'm going to meet my father one day. I didn't know how, I didn't know when. But somehow we connected. He lived in California. We were stressing, how I'm going to get to California. And I asked him, like, man, if I come to California, to pretty much make it happen. And he was like, yeah, it was rough in the beginning, but we built a, relationship, and now things are way better, so words is so powerful. Like, it's hard to even explain. Like, that's why I always tell people, watch what you say. You just might speak it into existence without even knowing it. So.
Well, thank you, Latwan. Awesome. I am proud of you. I want those that are watching to know Latwan is actually in LA right now, on location, living his life. That's the wind that we hear in the background. If you heard him speaking to somebody, he was actually in the wind, taking care of business. I can't remember what my Facebook login is, so that's why you all see his page. So look him up. Latwan, they're about to disconnect the line now. I will talk to you later. Blessings to you. I'll see you on Facebook. Okay, world, I'm about to be out of here. We will see you next week. We should have some other surprises for you. You know how to contact us, youthatthecrossroads.org. Our phone number, 312-479-5900. Miss Keisha at youthatthecrossroads.org. That is our info. That is our time. Blessings to you all. Good luck in your interviews, young people. I know you all are out there killing it. I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.